One example of comparing two different currencies would be the USD and the Euro. So you've seen in March 30th of 2021, $1 would get you a lot more euros than May 25th. May 25th, for $1 you would get a lot less euros. So you see that right here would be a point where the dollar would be stronger, and at this point would be where the euro would be stronger. So this is one example of what the financial market is. So there isn't just the Forex market, there's the stock market where you can buy shares of a certain company. The time that it opens and closes, it varies from countries. So for the US, the New York Stock Exchange usually opens at 9:30 a.m. and closes at 4 p.m. New York Standard Time. The Forex market is open 24 hours for 5 days a week. That's Sunday through Friday. Crypto market is open 24/7. So it's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance. Then we have options, that's betting on the price of a certain stock, so there's calls and puts. That's usually open the same time as the stock market. And then there's the futures market. That's when you bet the future price of a certain product. So let's say corn, you can bet on potatoes or coal at the present time. And the time that it opens, it usually varies off of that certain sector. So for Forex pairs, there are three different kind of pairs. There are major pairs, minor pairs, and then exotic pairs. So major pairs are for example, the US dollar to the Japanese yen, the British pound to the US dollar, and then the euro to the US dollar. These pairs contain the most liquidity or have the most traded liquidity throughout the whole market, and they take up, I believe, 60% of the whole market's liquidity. And then we have minor pairs. For example, the British pound to the Japanese yen, the euro to the Japanese yen, and then the pound to the euro. These are major currencies, but instead of major currencies or major pairs, there are less liquidity traded between these two currencies. And then we have exotic pairs. For example, the Aussie dollar to the Mexico peso, the pound to the rad, etc. There's less liquidity traded between these currencies or these pairs. Why do pairs vary? Pairs vary because the spreads seem to be a lot tighter with more of the major pairs, but the less major pairs are the exotic pairs. They have a lot more expensive spreads. Pip counts are more, but the spreads for it will be super expensive. But there would be more movement for major pairs compared to minor pairs, exotic pairs. So now getting into this Forex sessions. So these are the three major sessions that have the most liquidity during these times. So first we would have the New York session. That's when the New York Stock Exchange is open for pre-market and post-market. So it opens up at 8 a.m. and then closes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the London session that opens at 3 a.m. and then closes at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the Asian session. That's when the Asian stock market is open up. That would be 7 p.m. and then closes at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the most liquidity that you would have traded would be the crossover of the New York and the London sessions.